What is going on? Coach Rick Tocchet is apologizing to Canucks fans in his post-game interview? JT Miller is getting benched during the most crucial moments of the game? Ilya Mikheyev is scoring? What is happening? Before I get into this mess, I should let you know that my name is Knuckhead, and for some reason, I'm on a mission to review every single game the Canucks play this year from preseason to playoffs, so if you want to stay up to date with the team and watch me experience every human emotion possible, hit subscribe, you won't regret it. So what's going on with the Canucks? And why is their head coach apologizing to the fans? Well, to find the answer, we're gonna have to go back to the start of Game 15 against the New York Islanders. It wasn't a bad start for the Canucks. In fact, for just the 6th time this season, they opened the scoring thanks to rookie Jonathan Lekkerimmäki's first NHL goal. Now, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you already know that I think this kid's gonna be a star for Vancouver. He's got a deceptively lethal shot that can beat goalies from anywhere on the ice, and it's fitting that the first goal of his NHL career showcased that perfectly. I don't think anyone was expecting him to let that one fly. 1-0 Vancouver. However, just a few minutes later, Lekkerimmäki took the first penalty of his NHL career, giving the Islanders a chance to tie the game with the man advantage, but thanks to this save by Kevin Lankinen, the Canucks killed it off. Fan favorite Dakota Joshua was finally back in the lineup after missing the first 14 games. Joshua played a key role in the team's success last season and was re-signed for 4 more years because of it. However, over the summer, he was diagnosed with testicular cancer and was forced to sit out through training camp, the preseason, and, as mentioned, the first 14 games of the season. But he's back now, and I couldn't be happier about it. But it is bad news for the rest of the league, though, because now they have to deal with 2 maniacs when playing against the Canucks. Now, Joshua wasn't able to score in his first game back, but he did take his first penalty of the season, which could have ended badly for Vancouver if it weren't for Elias Pettersson being an absolute stud on the penalty kill. Speaking of Petey, he continues to get better and better each game, and this one was no different. However, that's about it for positives, because the Canucks did not look good for the majority of this game. Which brings us back to why Rick Tocchet said this in his post-game press conference.
I gotta apologize to the fans. We're not playing good enough at home. It's on me. Guys played light tonight. I thought we were ready to go. We weren't. It's on me. I got to get this team to play harder in the first period. Spurts here and there, but not enough from a lot of guys. So got to go practice tomorrow and go right back to the drawing board. So that's really what it is. So don't ask me about individual players. I'm not going to answer that. You guys saw it, so thanks.
Look, there's no cute way to say it. The Canucks played like shit. And I get that it's just one of an 82-game season and even the best teams have bad games, but the timing of this dud left me a little confused if I'm being honest. Not only was it on home ice, but it was Dakota Joshua's first game back with the team, and on top of that, the kid Lekkerimmäki opened the scoring with his first career goal. You'd think that'd be enough good vibes for the team to build on, but unfortunately it wasn't. Now, Tyler Myers scored his first of the season in this one, but it happened with like a minute left in the game and felt more like watching someone put sprinkles on a big pile of human shit than anything else. The Canucks lost 5-2 to the Islanders. And I don't want to talk about it anymore, okay? So let's just move on to Game 16 against the Chicago Blackhawks. The newest Canuck, Erik Brännström, had another terrific game, but it didn't start that way. Here he is getting beat by Nick Foligno on a play that led directly to a goal against, so, you know. And of course, it was scored by the ex-Canuck Ilya Mikheyev. Seeing Mikheyev score a goal in Rogers Arena kind of felt like seeing a UAP, except this anomalous event was being filmed from multiple angles, so no one's gonna think I'm lying when I tell them what I saw. Unless, of course, there's some sort of massive cover-up designed to keep us in the dark while private contractors around the world attempt to reverse engineer. Where was I? Brännström. Yeah, so his night started with a blunder, but boy did he respond well. He flattened Lukas Reichel on his next shift. Later, he deked his way into a scoring chance that he couldn't quite capitalize on, but he went hard to the net after the whistle and drew a penalty, giving the Canucks their first power play of the night, and on that power play, the superstar Elias Pettersson scored to tie the game 1-1. And Brännström wasn't done there.
Couldn't make contact, now a shot, score! Brännström!
I can't stress enough how brilliant the Canucks management team has been when it comes to finding hidden gems like Dakota Joshua, Pius Suter, Kevin Lankinen, Kiefer Sherwood, and now Erik Brännström. And that's just naming a few. Anyway, for the most part, the Canucks were back to playing the way Tocchet wants them to, which was bad news for Vancouver native Conor Bedard because the team he grew up cheering for is incredibly tough to beat when they're this dialed in. Also, this was Bedard's first NHL game in Vancouver, a moment I'm sure he's dreamed of his whole life. However, his dream turned out to be more of a nightmare than anything else. He really struggled in this one. I mean, just watch this. Down by 1 goal late in the third period, looking to tie the game up, Chicago pulled their goalie for the extra attacker, but before they could even get set up, Bedard fanned on the dump in and JT Miller scored on the empty net. If I'm being honest, this had me a little conflicted. As a Vancouver fan, stopping Bedard is priority number 1 when playing against the Blackhawks, so I was happy to see the Canucks doing a good job of that. But on the other hand, knowing the 19-year-old had friends and family in the crowd, I couldn't help but feel a bit bad for the kid. But I snapped out of it after having a That's So Raven type vision of him scoring a hat-trick in this building sometime in the future, so whatever, he'll be fine, I don't care. Also, I should mention that Artur Silovs was in net for Vancouver and he played well. It wasn't a flashy performance by any means, but he made the saves he needed to make and was able to limit the Blackhawks to just 1 goal for the night. And thanks to another empty netter from Teddy Bluger, the Canucks beat the Blackhawks 4-1. Let's hear what Rick Tocchet had to say about his team after this one.
Does tonight qualify in your view as a response? Obviously a win, but was it a response performance from your group?
I do. I thought we were better in the neutral zone. We're still not there yet. We still got to clean things up. It's a work in progress.
Still not there yet, huh? Well, let's hope they get there in Game 17 against the new and improved, at least on paper, Nashville Predators. To be clear, this is not the same team the Canucks eliminated in the first round of last year's playoffs. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not. The Predators were extremely active during the offseason. They brought in stud defender Brady Shea, 2023's Conn Smythe winner Jonathan Marchessault, and future Hall of Famer Steven Stamkos. They signed all those guys within the first 45 minutes of free agency. And that's on top of the stars they already had on their roster. 2022's Vezina Trophy finalist UC Saros, 2020's Norris Trophy winner Roman Josi, and regular 30 to 50 goal scorer Philip Forsberg. It really makes no sense that they were in last place heading into this game. You think the Canucks struggles are bad. Despite all the offseason moves I just listed, the Predators' biggest move may very well have been one they didn't even make: not re-signing Kiefer Sherwood. This was Chief Keef's first game against his former squad, and man was he playing like it. I can't stress enough how happy I am to have an impactful player wearing the number 44 for the Canucks again. Seriously, this guy has been so fun to watch and I really don't think he's going to slow down. I mean, he's playing on the second line with Elias Pettersson now. However, it wasn't all pretty for Sherwood. Here he is breaking in on a breakaway with 5 minutes left in the second period of a game tied 2-2, and he fanned on the shot. Rough. But that's not even the worst part.
Squares in the middle. There's one timer for the side. They score.
Yeah, 15 seconds after Kiefer's muff, Roman Josi slapped one past Kevin Lankinen to put the Preds up 3-2. And then, to make matters worse, the hardest working Canuck, Conor Garland, worked a little too hard and got called for holding, giving Steven Stamkos the opportunity to double his new team's lead with his second power play goal of the game. 4-2 Nashville heading into the third period. The good news? Sherwood didn't let that failed breakaway ruin his night. He kept up his amazing play and ended up scoring a late goal to bring Vancouver within 1. The bad news? The Canucks had to find a way to tie the game up without the help of one of their leaders, because after playing just 2 shifts in the third period, JT Miller was benched for the rest of the game. While I can't know for sure what led to Rick Tocchet's decision, I'd be surprised if Miller's lack of effort on the last penalty kill wasn't a factor. But who knows? His game was over despite 15 minutes still remaining in the third period. He didn't play another second, not even when the Canucks pulled Lankinen down by a goal in the final minute of the game. And it didn't work out. They lost 5-3 to the Predators. Now, I can't move on to the next game without mentioning the elephant in the room, so I will, but I'm gonna be brief because it's really none of my business. The morning after the game against the Predators, the Canucks announced that JT Miller will be taking an indefinite leave of absence from the team. And I know what some of you are thinking, oh, it must have had something to do with him getting benched last game. But no, Rick Tocchet already cleared that up.
Don't speculate, please, guys. It's nothing to do with the benching. You know, he's a family member here. We're going to support him.
Let's respect what Tocchet said here and try not to speculate, okay? We don't know what it is, and that's how it should be. Anyway, on to Game 18 against the New York Rangers.
Hughes with room on the near side. Cuts in the middle. Backhander scores!
Okay. That was nice. That was cool. I like that a lot. 1-0 Canucks thanks to Captain Quinn Hughes.
Adam Fox to the left point. They score! Kendre Miller threw it on goal.
1-1. Chief Keef had a chance to score, but he was robbed by the league's best goalie Igor Shesterkin. Shilovs made a great save on a solid chance for Riley Smith. Then Dakota Joshua took a bad penalty, giving the dangerous Rangers power play a chance to take the lead, but thanks to this killer save by Shilovs and this heads-up defensive play by Teddy Bluger, the Canucks escaped unscathed. Sherwood sent Lindgren flying, Shilovs made a nice toe save, the Rangers scored. 2-1. But who cares, because watch this breakout by Vancouver. Shilovs taps the puck to Soucy. Soucy rings it around the boards to Sherwood, who makes a great play to corral the bouncing puck before giving it to Pettersson. And then watch this. When Petey gets possession of the puck, emergency alarms start ringing in the heads of the Rangers defenders, obviously. And in a panic, the left side defender begins to close in on Petey, completely ignoring the threat of Kiefer Sherwood, who was streaking up the ice trying to get open. But here's the thing. For Petey to get this puck over to Sherwood, he'd need a perfectly timed, expertly crafted saucer pass. One that gently arcs over the defender's stick, lands smoothly on the ice without rolling, and is precise enough for Sherwood to retrieve it without adjusting his body or losing speed. That's a lot to expect from a guy. Let's just be happy with the breakout regardless of how this play unfolds.
Line. Pettersson, Sherwood shoots, he scores!
Oh right, Pettersson's one of the best players in the world, I almost forgot. 2-2. Shilov's lost his blocker but chose to stay in the net instead of calling his mom to come pick him up and ended up making a pretty braggadocious save given the situation he found himself in. New York scored, but I don't care because Conor Garland answered right back a few minutes later with his 5th of the year, 3-3. By the way, that goal was extra special for Garland because just a few hours after the game, his wife gave birth to their first child. Joshua made sure to grab the puck from the ref and give it to Garland, and I'm sure it's going to be proudly displayed in his home for years, labeled as the goal he scored on the night his first child was born. It makes the cigarette butt my dad smoked the night I was born a little less special, to be honest, but whatever. After that goal, Garland went gargoyle mode for a bit. How can this guy not be your favorite player? Seriously. Shilov stopped 2020's first overall pick, Alexis Lafreniere, on a breakaway. Then the Rangers scored, 4-3. And despite a valiant effort from the Canucks, that ended up being the final score. Here's what the coach said after this one.
We played really hard tonight. They made the plays they made at the end. It came down to a couple of plays, but I thought we played hard.
Anyway, shout out to the geniuses who predicted the score of Game 16 correctly. If you want a chance to be shouted out in my next video, comment your predictions for the next 3 games against the Ottawa Senators, the Boston Bruins, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. But remember to format your comment like this or I won't see it. Thanks to these wonderful knuckheads for supporting the channel by clicking the join button. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye. If you liked what you just watched and want to keep watching my content, I've picked 2 more videos that I think you're gonna like, so click one of them. But it's okay, if you want to go watch Mr. Beast or something, go ahead, it's fine with me. It's not like a bear is gonna enter my living room and start attacking me. What the fuck?